The greatest city in the world provides the backdrop for a matinee in the Gainbridge Super League. Brooklyn FC plays host to Spokane Zephyr in the 6th all-time meeting here in Brooklyn. Alongside Brooke Kirchhoffer, Michael Watfrang with you here on Peacock. Come in and hang out with us here today. You take a look at this Brooklyn side, and home cooking has been friendly to this team. 9 of their 11 points have come at home. 11 of their 14 goals scored have come on this pitch.
Yeah, both of their wins this season came at home. They feel like they were just unlucky last time out against Lexington, but the match before that at home against DC, they played with a renewed confidence, relentless pressure, especially to start the match, which has not been the case for Brooklyn this season. They outshot DC Power in the first half, and according to their head coach, they're playing less romantic, a bit more pragmatic in their approach, and they're seeing it in the results.
Well, you're also seeing a tale of two halves for Brooklyn. They've been outscored 13-1 in the first half this season.
They have to find a way to start faster. When you look at that shot counter and the ratio from the first half to the second half, that is incredibly glaring. And what that tells me is that's more of those desperation shots in the second half. And they've got a player who can put them in the right place, who can set the tone, and that is Rebecca Cook.
She's the only player to score in the first half this season. November 1st at Fort Lauderdale, scored in the 7th minute.
She is fearless in duels, incredibly confident with the ball at her feet. There's not a 1v1 that she's afraid of taking on. She will test Spokane's back line today.
Spokane has not scored in the last 189 minutes. Can one of these three step up and start scoring?
Listen, they have a varied attack. They feel like it can come from several different players. I love that they told us this week on the coaches call, our 9 cannot do it all, but they have found something new in Ginger Fontenot. 4 of the 6 shots that you see on that graphic came in their last time out against Dallas. They feel like they're unlocking something new with her. Nicole Lukic was surprised that her natural position was center back because she has some wide player traits. They feel like it's just a matter of time until she finds a goal.
Spokane's leading goal scorer this season, Allie Cook, 4 goals of the team's 11. She leads the team in every attacking category, but she's out today.
Of course, it's a huge loss anytime your best player is out, but look to Emma Jaskinek, who is the heartbeat of this team. She's a player who will say, get on my back, let's go, and then of course Lena Solano, who is in as the 9.
Spokane has lost 3 consecutive matches. They look for their first win in their last 5. Meanwhile, Brooklyn is looking for a second win in its last 3. These two teams have played to draws in the last 2 matches. Who gets one today? Starting lines and the kick next.
Hearts. No two beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
Moments away from the opening kick here in the 6th all-time meeting between Brooklyn and Spokane. Michael Watfrang, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and our team ready for the matchup here today. We take a look at the Brooklyn starting 11. And they make 3 changes to the starting 11, including a keeper. Brianna Norris is back for the first time since September 7th.
Outside of the surprise in net, it is very surprising that we do not see Leah Scarpelli. She is also, as you see, not on the bench. We will look to get more information on that. But Bree Norris has started and played in 4 games, 10 saves, conceded 5 goals. What will she look like in net today?
Conversely for Spokane, just the one change in this matchup. Euler comes out, so Arissa Mart comes in.
This will be her 9th start. They are going to be looking to see her open up the space for a lot of these forwards who have been in and around the box. Can she set them up in a little bit of a better way without having Allie Cook in? She requires so much attention and pulls such gravity over to where she's at. You don't have that anymore now. So now, how do you create the open lanes? They're going to be looking to Arissa Mart.
That is the big question for Spokane, the team that enters with just 11 goals for the year. As I mentioned, the 6th all-time meeting, each team has won once. There's been 3 draws, including back-to-back draws. The last time a team took all 3 points, you have to go back to April. That's when Mackenzie Weinert scored in the 51st minute of a 1-0 victory on their home pitch. But we're getting down to the wire here at the first half of this season. Only a few more matches to go before we take a winter hiatus. And Brooke, you watch these 2 teams throughout this season. They have both been getting close to jumping through that wall and getting back into the playoff race. How do you see things happening today?
Well, it's always hard when you have a coaching change at this late in the season. Nicole Lukic is coming in, obviously, with a stout scouting background in terms of what she was able to do internationally. She's just looking to figure out, okay, what can we attack right now before the break? And she has a couple of goals that she has set for her group in terms of getting more numbers into the box, creating chances. They have done those things. Now it's finishing. And then for Brooklyn, can they go back to finding the confidence that they played with against DC Power? They're at home. See if they can start this one with a bit better of a spark in this match.
Temperatures in the low 50s for our kick today. Adahan Yaya is our center referee. He earns his first call in the Super League as the center official. So here we go today. Brooklyn in the black kits. It's the white and golds for Spokane. The whistle blows. Brooklyn puts the ball in play in the 6th all-time meeting between Brooklyn and Spokane. Kicks off a 3-match Saturday in the Gamebridge Super League. Well, Spokane, losers of 3 in a row. They haven't had a goal in the run of play since October 12th. You're looking at 2 penalties and an own goal as their last 3 goals. Conversely for Spokane, they were winless in 9 in a row until they took out DC Power 1-0 2 matches ago, and then they lost to Lexington 2-0 in their last match. 2 teams that are trying to get back on the right track, Brooke.
Absolutely, and 2 teams that have done well between the boxes. It's who is going to win the boxes is what this one will come down to today. We talked about Emma Jaskinick at the beginning of this match, that she can be the one who makes a difference for them. They're going to be looking to her for that, calling her the heartbeat of the team. She's somebody who can wills her group to win. What can she do on the pitch without Allie Cook?
Lena Solano just ripped that ball into the waiting hands of Norris as this ball skims forward, and here goes Cook. Cook stops, dashes to the left, springs inside. Cook bounces it off of a defender, and it gets cleared back out towards midfield.
What a great touch there by Rebecca Cook, looking to slice and dice the back line for the Spokane Zephyr, but that's arguably where they hang their hat, is their back line is so tough to beat. You saw all 3 kind of converge around the ball there, recognizing that Rebecca Cook will try to take them on. You see here, it's a little touch with her left foot to beat, as you see number 5 there, Sarah McCoy, but her center backs converge in behind her to close that one off, and Charlie Boone.
Well, for all the issues that Spokane have had at scoring goals, they are the 2nd stingiest defensive team in the league in terms of goals allowed, just 12. They also enter tied for the league leading clean sheets for the year with 5. Well, that's a big reason why they sit in 4th on the league table. 14 points entering the day and just a -1 goal differential despite just 3 wins through 13 matches.
One of the goals for their defense specifically is less shots and less corners. They feel like they've put themselves kind of behind the 8 ball when they don't need to with self-inflicted wounds.
Free kick for Brooklyn. Jess Garziano, the league leader in assists, rips it right at Hope Heisey. League leader in saves by 18 for the year, and also league leader in clean sheets with 5.
Yeah, it helps your defense when you've got such a commanding presence in the net. She is absolutely all of that. And we spoke with Josh McAllister, who was at the helm at the beginning of this season, and he's like, she's a big reason why we went on the run at the back half of last season. She's really good with the ball at her feet, too, coming out of her box and providing another field player.
This is the start of a 6-match road swing for Spokane. Certainly not 6 in a row, because you have 3 matches at the end of the first half of the regular season, and the spring season starts with 3 on the road as well. And Brooklyn's in a similar spot. After this is their final home match until March 22nd. They go on the road for 2 before the end of the first half, and then 4 straight out of the gates in half number 2 of the year.
Already seeing that high press working to Brooklyn's side here. You saw Spokane had to be more direct in getting it out of a dangerous spot. It sets up that free kick for Brooklyn, and now they are established field possession here in Spokane's half.
Throw in, knocks off the first. McCoy blocked that entry. Brooklyn suffocating here early. Pressure right now of Brooklyn amplifying, forcing a giveaway.
And you can hear it from the sideline. They're very intentional about what they want to do and are committed to the philosophy that they are playing in right now. We mentioned them wanting to be less romantic out on the pitch. They not necessarily want to be direct, but want to be vertical and not just being a possession-based team. They want to see the fruits of that labor when they are able to possess, but getting forward. Right now, it's just been very bunched. Left and right side, both teams just getting stuck in those outside channels.
Tomas Tengarhinha is the leader of this Brooklyn group in his first season. He admitted that having to adapt and try some new methods within the group on a week-to-week basis, but feels like they are starting to round a little bit into form. And this is good pressure and a takeaway as well. It is Zimmerman rolling it to the middle, and it's intercepted on that pass.
Well, a big reason why they have found success is they're figuring out where their press triggers are at now and have established that, and that's where you see they can be so aggressive in attack in the counter now, as Spokane's looking to do the same thing.
Yeah, here they come on the counter. Solano chips it in. McCoy loses it. Solano nods it. Tucker brings it down. Tucker's pass is taken away. Can't get it around Kroger. But the pressure of the Zephyr gets the ball back. Boone. Solano. And now Spokane resets. Right through the middle. That's a good ball. Space on that left side. But out of the reach this time around. No.
Unlucky there on the left side, but that's probably the best build we've seen in terms of the connection all the way from the back to the front lines. They did a really good job of recognizing, look, it's not on that right side. Lena Solano pulls it back out, switch field, try to go up the left side now.
Nicole Lukic said that when she took over the helm, this team was struggling to get not just shots in the box, but players in the box as well. They were looking at times where they had 1 or 2 players in the box, only a few shots per game. It's a lot of pressure to have on the team to try to maximize those chances. But in these last 2, they've put up 36 combined shots. They're starting to get 5 to 7 players in and around the 18.
I think you could tell that they were just struggling against the low block against some teams, and you almost get stuck in, okay, well, what are our tactics? What are the game plans? Sometimes you just have to play what you see and what's given, and I think Nicole Lukic is allowing her team now to play a bit more free.
Free kick for Spokane. This ball circulates inside of the box. It's nodded back. Mart had a piece. Now Solano comes to take it. Solano swings it across. Boone was the closest target. And taken away. Good read by Reese Tappan.
That all stems from the effort you see from Arissa Mart to not give up on the play. Again, with her working into the starting lineup, she's also wanting to stay in that role and earn that spot.
Cook was just offside there. Maybe a half a shoulder length on that pass from Garziano.
That's one of the best things that we have seen from Spokane's back line is they play on a string, and they're so good about when to step and catch these forwards, especially a Rebecca Cook, who is going to be a little bit more advantageous and try to stay in behind and beat the back line. You see she just gets called off, just a step over. Really good call there from the linesman.
Williams punches at that ball. And once again, the flag up for offside. But when you've only scored one first-half goal this season, you might take a little bit of aggressiveness in the attack.
Absolutely. Like I said, she's going to try and sit right on that back line and poach those balls through because she plays with such great pace. When you play the ball in front of her, that's what they're going to be looking to do on the offensive side.
Brooklyn didn't attempt a first half shot on target until their third match of the year.
Unbelievable. To me, that's a confidence thing, right? Is you have to go as a group and get numbers forward to be able to flip that statistic. Clearly, they were not getting enough support too with getting forward. It might have been playing into Rebecca Cook and leaving her on an island. Now they've done a better job of getting players around her, which includes Leah Scarpelli, which is a huge loss right now for Brooklyn. She's been a big reason why that 1-2 punch, when they can have those give and goes on the outside, Leah Scarpelli can beat just about anybody, not just with her pace, but she's so incredibly physical on the channels.
2 goals, 2 assists from Scarpelli this season. And it's a team in the league right now, 6th in the league in goals out of 9 teams with 14. Trying to get off to a good start in this one. 10 minutes gone by between Brooklyn and Spokane. The first of 3 matches today. Sporting Jacks plays host to Fort Lauderdale, and then Tampa Bay and Lexington at 7:30. Those 2 matches. Here comes Brooklyn in the attack. The shot attempt whistles right into the waiting hands of Hope Heisey. Garziano always in and around the neighborhood. And this match as well for Brooklyn is Alzheimer's awareness match. Last week in Central Park, they had the walk to end ALZ. This ball floats in. Cook chips it high, however. Flag was staying down this time around. Garziano, both her grandfather and great-grandfather, one on each side of her family tree, suffered from Alzheimer's. And this is a match where they are raising awareness for that this evening, or this afternoon, rather.
A big match for her, and she got a nod from Spokane Zephyr's head coach Nicole Lukic saying, look, she's somebody that we recognize who can be a threat and a danger, and anytime you have an opposing coach who highlights another player, it's something to highlight and keep your eye on. And Emma Jaskinek playing with a little bit more too today, we could see that.
Ball loose in the middle of the field. It is taken over here by Boone. And the tackle warrants a foul. Annie Williams is the one that commits it on Cam Tucker. Cameron Tucker, 25 years of age, has spent time in the NWSL with Gotham, Houston, Utah, a period of time with Levante as well, and now finds a settling spot in Spokane.
She can be so dangerous too. The focus for her has really been on that last execution. Can she be clinical, not just in the service into the box, but also with her shot selection being a bit more stingier? But looking back at my notes, Nicole Lukic talking about Garziano, saying that she is such a threat with key passes. And when we talk about creating space for Rebecca Cook to play into, she's going to be looking for that for her teammate from that in Garziano.
Garziano, 6 goals a season ago. Hasn't scored, however, since May 10th when she scored against Spokane in the 9th minute. Brooklyn would gladly take a first half strike from Garziano to get off to a lead. Tomas Tangarina mentioned that oftentimes if you concede that first goal in this league, you're not winning. It's so frequent that you see a team that concedes first, they're just scrambling to try to get a draw. It's so hard to overcome that. And he said that's been a topic of conversation within his group, trying to get that early goal to take that early edge.
Conversation as well on the Spokane side. They recognize just how important it is, especially with them being on the road, what it would mean to get a goal in the first half and then try to settle in and make Brooklyn chase.
Spokane, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw when they score first this season. Another free kick here for Brooklyn. Garziano lines it up. The New York native, former St. John's star. Garziano guides this ball inside of the box. Tappan watches a Brooklyn player leap up, and the officials look and say that it was last touched by Reese Tappan.
What an effort in the box there from Catherine Zimmerman. Clears the defenders to get up over that one. She is somebody to keep an eye on. That was such an impressive effort. I don't know if she got some assistance there by leaning on the defender's back, but she caught air on that last set piece.
See what happens on this one now as Kroger rifles it in. Stays in play. Kroger got a second chance at it. Loops it around to the back post and just off of the foot here. But it stays out for a throw rather than a goal kick.
Good adjustment for Brooklyn. Didn't quite get the lift they were looking for on the first service in. Able to get it right back out to her. And I think at that point the runs, the timing is a bit off. As you saw, most of the runs were in. If they would have checked back just a little bit on that second approach, it would have been in a better position on the back post.
Here comes the pressure of Brooklyn. Suffocating as Spokane can't get the ball away and gives away a throw.
You see they're starting to target Spokane's left back there, trying to isolate her as they look to get forward.
Throw in loops over the first 10, trickles down. Cook had a piece of it. Mart pushes it up the field, and here comes Spokane. Tucker dribbles against Kroger. Gets an angle. 2 defenders there to help. Tucker still not done.
Great defending there from Brooklyn to break that one up. They want to keep the ball away from Cam Tucker. As you see, she is able to take on not 1, 2, but 3 Brooklyn defenders there, really slice and dice and just try to find a way into that open space and that right channel.
Spokane have played so many close games this year. They have 4 losses by a goal. Their last match out, 2-0 loss against Dallas, is the only time this year that they've lost by multiple goals. Boone bobbles, Cook captures.
And Spokane's defense shouldn't have even been in that position. That was just not a smart touch by Emma Jaskinek, looking to play to the left back in space, in the air when there's a ton of Brooklyn attackers around her. Really set themselves up in a bad spot there defensively.
And now they're forced to defend this long throw coming here from Brooklyn. There's a lot of real estate on this baseball stadium field. He goes into the box. Kroger taps the next one. Back across. This time it's handled better. Braun, the Argentine national, gets fouled. And we're going to see our first booking of the match as well. Garziano gets the first yellow card.
We're going to see those long throw-ins from Brooklyn's side the rest of this match. That is something that has put the Gamebridge Super League on notice. Anytime they prepare for them, they're ready for those set pieces off the side with the throw-in. And Garziano just, you see that arm. She tried to hide it after grabbing her, tried to run it back. Not going to get away with that one.
Tappin. Kroger. He's tapping back to it. Norris tries to split a seam, unable to do so. It doesn't end up costing him initially, but now a good chance to build. Jaskinek throws this ball through. Mart tries to pass, has it knocked back to her. Mart crosses, and defenders there swarming.
What a beautiful ball in from Jaskinek. The just slight bend on the ball so that Arissa Mart could head into it in stride. Was expecting her to try and rip a shot, but she was looking for a better shot selection with her teammate in the box.
End to end here in the last few minutes, but still without a first half goal in this contest. 6 of the 11 goals scored by Spokane this year have come in the first half. 4 of those 6 in the final 10 minutes of the first half. Jaskinek was the target. She swings it out, and it goes out for a corner here for the first time today.
Big opportunity here for Spokane. This one has been high flying back and forth. We knew that these two played a very similar style, and you can see both trying to just bend their will against the other, but you can't have those little mistakes with how quick they are in the counterattacks. We saw Hope Heisey almost make a big mistake. Now can Spokane force Brooklyn to make a mistake here on this set piece?
Sophia Braun takes this corner. Braun rolls it out. Cross loops in, but there is Norris to pick it up.
You saw Charlie Boone was trying to cut off that front post for Bree Norris, just a bit too late on her run in.
Flag up here for offside yet again. Cook towing that back line and hasn't been able to time the run correctly so far. Enter the Brinks Tires Family Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $4,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. Tucker charges in, taps wide. Solano circles, rolls it right through the middle, gets it back. Solano smashes. Solano heads across. Dangerous moment for Spokane. Kroger cannot get it away. Solano back with it. Runs into Zimmerman, who does excellent work one-on-one.
Great defending, and when they needed it most, really feeling the pressure from Spokane there on that last attempt.
And here goes Brooklyn in the counter. They have numbers crashing the box. And And in the end, the transitional moment ends without a shot, and the ball just given away.
Just way too many touches in the opponent's box. You saw as soon as they got in the attacking third, they had the numbers advantage. That's when you have to go and try and punish. When you have way too many touches, you see how many numbers can get behind the ball, and Spokane wins it. But one of the things I love about Spokane's front two lines, probably about the first 6 attackers in, they have such a beautiful touch on the ball in the attacking third, and everything just looks so fluid, and I think that's why they really challenge defenses. You saw Brooklyn could not get the ball out of their own box after several back and forth touches, and it's because Spokane is where they need to be when they're in on the attacking third.
Starting to get more numbers forward, now trying to translate that into a goal against a team that has given up the most goals in the league, 19, and the most first half goals. This is an excellent ball, feathered in here. Out to get it, however, is Norris. Fontenot nearly got there in time.
Again, what I'm saying, it's so beautiful to watch these quick touches and flicks that you're seeing from Spokane here, built by Arissa Mart, trying to get it to Ginger. Fontenot, as we mentioned, has been knocking on the door, trying to find the back of the net. They give her a really good chance there, but it's Bree Norris with the great timing off her line.
That's what Nicole Lukic was really telling us about. She thinks that this team is getting that much closer to a breakthrough in the attack. And like you said, great brand. Now can they get the final piece of the touch? Corner kick coming here for Brooklyn. Garziano crosses up to get it, however, is Heisey.
Great vision from Hope Heisey. She seemed to be the only one who was able to recognize where that ball was going to fall. She was out on an island by herself on that back post catching it.
And off of that long throw that she had, we get a whistle for a foul. And Brooklyn gets a free kick out of this. Direct pass this time, bounces, Heisey grabs it. She's showcasing that arm here early, wants her team to go a little bit faster in these attacking moments. Flag is up here for offside. Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gamebridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Brooklyn with 5 of the 7 shots so far in this game. They've had the early say on possession. Brooklyn finding themselves in a couple dangerous spots. Haven't translated it to shot attempts, however.
Yeah, only 1 shot on target for Brooklyn. When you look back at the goal-scoring moments, the shot selection wasn't necessarily where you would like it to be for Spokane. They have less shots, but every time that they've been in the attacking third, it's been such good connection and that pretty soccer you see where it's just such a soft touch to feed the right attacker.
This ball hammered across, out of the reach of Cook this time.
Something to note as well with Rebecca Cook staying high on that back line, she clears their tallest player back there probably by a couple inches. She stands at 5'11", and I'm surprised they have not tried to feed her in the air more, whether it be on the set pieces or just in terms of trying to find her head, and then she can flick it on almost to herself in stride so that she doesn't catch herself offside.
Haley Thomas, the tallest field player for Spokane in their 11 today. She's listed at 5'8". She has the ball right now and cannot get the ball away from 2 defenders.
It's certainly an advantage in terms of aerial presence when you've got a 9 that stands at 5'11".
Haven't been able to quite use that size yet. Annie Williams takes this throw. And she's been able to get the ball inside of the box. This time elects to throw it back. Solano comes to pressure. Williams lets it roll. Brooklyn thinking that should have been a foul. There is no whistle to stop it. Throw it for Spokane. Tucker.
It's one of the best parts of Cam Tucker's game as well. She's unpredictable. I think Brooklyn's back line thought she was going to try and play into space as you saw the forward running across the back line, and instead she just goes for a cross where the numbers are.
Good header here. Mart with choices. Mart toe pokes it over. Fontenot crushes. Fontenot finishes, but the flag up for offside.
And you knew she was offside. I think she was trying to back off as Lena Solano. If she sees somebody in front of her who has a better touch, I mean, Lena Solano, she should have been screaming at her, do not pass it this way. You just go. As we see here, just a beautiful ball in from Arissa Mart off the outside of her foot to Lena Solano, who touches it off to the open man. But unfortunately, that open man is Ginger Fontenot, who's offside.
Looking for her first goal since back in her college days. She didn't score in her final couple years at Penn State. Did score in her collegiate debut.
To that point, when you can add a coach in who is used to creating player profiles in what Nicole Lukic used to do at her former job with US Soccer, she is going to figure out how she can get the best traits out of players. And I think it's what a perfect match for her to come in and recognize, I see something a little bit different in Ginger Fontenot's game. Let's maybe tap into that. And now look what you've unlocked and in a new attacker now.
Spent 3 years as the director of talent identification for the United States' youth national team. So when you talk about development, that is certainly something that she wears as a badge. Spokane getting closer and closer, but still without the goal. A half hour in, we're scoreless between Brooklyn and Spokane. Michael Watrank, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and the rest of our team with you on a 3-match day in the Gamebridge Super League. Bodies collide here. It rolls back out to Fontenot, and she smashes it into the seats.
Spokane's done a really nice job, though, of switching field when they recognize that it's not on up that left side. Brooklyn's done a really good job of packing and closing off that side of the pitch for them, which I think the attention needs to be had on the other side because of what Cam Tucker is able to do, and we've seen how she can create and set up players like Lena Solano. They need to bring numbers out. Of course, you want to be compact defensively, but as soon as you see that switch on to Cam Tucker, bring a couple more numbers out. And again, that's just communicating from the back line.
Solano has an angle and gets roped down by Cujo, and she's going to get a yellow card as well. The veteran.
Yeah, we knew that one was coming. When you put two hands over the shoulders, a horse collar in the NFL, but on the soccer field, you certainly can't get away with it. As we see here, going up against Lena Solano, you see that right arm. She pulls that right shoulder, thought she would get away with it, but we got cameras on the field. We can see it.
So now Spokane gets a free kick. We mentioned the height disparity and the advantage seemingly for Brooklyn here today. Sophia Braun, former Gonzaga product, prepares this ball. Braun Braun played in the 2023 World Cup with Argentina. Scored in the opening match of the group stage. Braun floats it across. Kroger's the first one that gets a piece. Braun gets a second chance now against Cujo. Tucker lofts it, back post ball, knocked down, loose inside of the 18. Jazz Connect floats, Norris snatches.
What a touch there on the outside to keep that one in for Spokane, but a great snag out of the air from Bree Norris. We haven't seen her in net in quite some time, and she has had no problem taking on this Spokane attack.
Norris started the first 4 matches of this season, but hasn't been there since September 7th. Ball touches along. Cujo turns. Braun nudges it aside. Over the top. Cook does stay onside this time. Or no, she does not. I thought she was onside.
Taking a look back, this does not happen without Haley Thomas chasing this one down, laying out just to get the outside of her right foot touch to bring this one back for Jazz Connect. Absolute laying out effort there from Haley Thomas.
It's been close for Spokane, but Bree Norris, another excellent save. And now comes out to patrol as we close in on the final 10 minutes of this first half. Between Spokane and Brooklyn, they have played to deadlocks in 3 of the first 5 meetings. Kroger comes up. Cujo. Out wide now. Cross in, Cook skims. Just wide. The flag stayed down that time, but once again in a prime spot to try to score.
That was the look that I have been waiting to see from Brooklyn. A really good build, and then if they can't play somebody like Rebecca Cook in space, try to find her head in the air as she stands, again, a few inches taller than Spokane's back line. That's exactly what they tried to do. She just couldn't redirect it on frame.
Cook, the team leader with 4 goals this season. Annie Williams to take this throw. Uses all that space that she has on this sideline. It's intercepted promptly. Cujo rattling around before it comes back towards the Brooklyn defensive half.
What a great step that was, too, by the center back, Reese Tappan, to just step in front of the forward there, not waste any time. And that's a part of their refocus and restructure of how they pass in this league. You don't always want to have the most passes in the league because that means you're not getting forward as much, but they've reframed it, and now we're seeing the benefit.
Fontenot flies it in. The headed clearance ends up in the middle of the field. Garziano gets it away.
Yeah, Spokane made it clear that we're reframing how many passes we need to make before starting the attack, and I think they've done a really good job of just connecting and stringing together 1, 2, 3 passes on that back line. Then they have an immediate need to get forward.
Boone's pass knocked away. Boone tries to get an angle. Kroger. Pressure now from Mart. Norris zips it up the right sideline. Shin.
Really well done by Bree Norris. When you think that, you look back to the statistic of the last time she was out on the pitch, you would not know that with how well she has performed in this first half.
Good ball here in the middle and just out of the reach of that right boot. Cujo comes in hard. She's playing on a yellow and commits the foul against Solano.
Yeah, you see she'll get the warning here from the middle referee. Man, does she have quite the background too. Captain of the Ghana national team, new to Brooklyn this year, a new starter for them. She is certainly, if she can control some of the aggression with the fouls, I mean, she's a really special player for them.
Finished last season with DC Power. 18 matches and an assist. And a 31-year-old from Ghana. Add some experience to a youthful Brooklyn side. Can Spokane take advantage here? This ball hammered inside of the 18, looking for a redirect. Instead, it bounces to Norris. And Norris punts it down the field. Over Kroger's head. Now can she win the race against Braun? Heisey shanks it out of play. Corner kick.
Great work there from Kroger. She's really the brains of the operation, incredibly technical, does a good job of creating space for others, but did a really good job in that one-on-one battle to keep this ball on this side.
Corner kick here. Brooklyn looking to capture the advantage within 5 minutes of the first half ending. Garziano crosses. Heisey leaps and catches. And now a chance to go quick on the counter once more. Good pass forward. This is Tucker. Her cross skims off of a body into the hands of Norris.
Great recognition too. You saw the skim off the defender's leg. Bree Norris read it well, came out and didn't take her time, as you saw Spokane had several players ready to sprint in on the attack.
Spokane now starts to press. Long distance cross country road trip. Brooklyn appealing for a foul.
Well, that's a missed one too, because you saw the defender there looking to clear it back, missed the ball, caught all player, gets away with what could have been a card as well.
Instead, Zimmerman has a bruise with nothing else to show for it. Solano tries to tuck that through two defenders, instead rolls back for Norris.
If they can clean up that timing on those give and goes up the left side, that's been on for Spokane. They've done such a good job of positioning themselves and anticipating where that ball movement is going.
Brooklyn, this is your moment to be a part of history. Season tickets for the inaugural season of Brooklyn FC's professional men's team in the USL Championship are on sale. Don't miss your chance to lock in your spot and be there from the very beginning as Brooklyn FC kicks off its next big chapter. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit brooklynfootballclub.com to learn more and secure your seats for an unforgettable first season of Brooklyn FC men's soccer. Brooklyn's first half goal scoring struggles continue. They lead in shots 6-4. This is out for a goal kick. But a team that has scored just one of its 13 goals this season in the opening half. Without solutions at this point. They're unbeaten when they score first. 2 wins, 2 draws. They are winless when they give up the first goal. Solano bobbles, Cujo can't control. Tucker tries to pull away and rattles it through Breslin's legs. Williams charges at that one. Cujo plays it along this left sideline. Zimmerman given away. Solano had it for a moment. Kroger into the waning seconds of this first half.
This has been so back and forth, just 2 teams who attack and also defend in such similar styles. I love what Nicole Lukic, excuse me, told us this week. She said, this is gonna be a battle of who wore it better, but who plays it better in terms of the style of play, because they really have very similar tactics and what they want to do, and it's been very back and forth in this first half.
An entertaining 45. The only thing left is a goal. And might it happen right here at the end of this first half? Spokane have only given up 3 first half goals all season long. 1 minute to go in this first half stoppage time. Kroger loops it in. Bodies tangle up in the box. Our center referee standing right there. Doesn't spy any kind of penalty.
Once again, we see Rebecca Cook on the ground. I think that one was a back and forth battle, a good no call there, but eventually she's going to be looking to just get some attention. And yes, she's a bit taller, and sometimes when you are the bigger forward in terms of height, it goes against you in what you're looking for from the referee for some help.
He was standing just a couple yards away. And of course, there is no VAR in the Gamebridge Super League to be able to change that call on the field. Maybe the last action of this first half is Norris hitting it to the middle of the field. An accelerating moment along that right side. Captured, cleared, first half whistle blows. Well, you're looking at 2 teams that at times this year have struggled to score goals. Brooklyn in particular in the first half. 2 teams that want to make their push up the Gamebridge Super League table, but through 45, a stalemate at 0-0.
You're seeing 2 teams who are playing with a ton of confidence right now, despite not having found the back of the net. Both have had their chances, but we have seen Brooklyn push a little bit more ahead in terms of chances created and shots at the end of this first half. What will it take at halftime, getting back to the drawing board? Will they see something that they can execute and attack a bit differently? We will see.
So 45 minutes down, 45 more to go in this one. Spokane looking to end a 3-match losing skid. Their scoreless string now runs to 234 minutes without a goal through 45 minutes of play. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, they lost their last match, but can win 2 of 3 for the first time this season. So we'll step out here for a break at halftime. With both sides scoreless at the half, it is Brooklyn 0 and Spokane 0. Second half action comes your way in a few moments, but we'll recap things around the Super League when we return.
This year, the talent is even stronger than last year. Gianni Gorley has scored again. The first goal in Sports Jack history.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Hearts. No two beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
Scoreless at halftime between Brooklyn and Spokane. Gainbridge Assist is a program created by Gainbridge in partnership with Parity and the Women's Sports Foundation to support organizations around the country that provide opportunities for girls and women through sports and education. This year, Gainbridge Assist awarded 32 grants and $222,000 in total funding to grassroots organizations in 21 states. Today, Brooklyn FC recognized grant recipient Girl Made Sports from right here in Brooklyn, New York. Halftime in Brooklyn. It is scoreless between Brooklyn and Spokane. We'll take a look at the news and notes and the scores and the schedule from the Gainbridge Super League in just a moment. 45 minutes down here in Brooklyn, and it is 0-0 between the Zephyr and Brooklyn. Michael and Brooke back with you as we take a look at the news and notes from around the Gamebridge Super League. Addie McKay now the all-time leading goal scorer, 16 in her career. We'll see her later tonight in Tampa Bay at 7:30 p.m. How about the tandem of Strawn and Moore teenagers scoring in a 2-0 win against Brooklyn last week? And of course, you saw Carolina take out DC, Riley Basin scoring in that one.
It was such an important match in terms of where both Carolina and DC Power sat on the table. With a win, Carolina now sits third in the standings, leapfrogging Sporting Jacks. They are really coming together nicely and playing confident.
So they have a victory under their belts, and a couple other teams will have a chance to do that tonight. Of course, I mentioned Basden's goal over DC Power yesterday. Lexington can break the all-time record for unbeaten run if they get a win or draw tonight against Tampa, and then Sporting Jackson Fort Lauderdale at 7:30. What are you looking forward to out of that Tampa-Lexington matchup?
Absolutely. The fact that they haven't faced each other this year, of course, both teams look very different from the last time they faced off in the inaugural season of the Gamebridge Super League. This will really be a battle of wills. Lexington understands that Tampa Bay is going to come in and try to punch first, but Lexington's such a good team in possession, a really good back and forth there.
It's going to be a fun matchup tonight at 7:30. The second half could be fun here as well. Brooklyn has been significantly better after the break. Spokane as well. Scoreless at halftime. Highlights coming your way when we come back. It's a nice November day in Brooklyn. even though it's 50 degrees, you can never turn down Dippin' Dots.
Never. That is like the power move in any stadium.
Let's take a look at the halftime highlights from this one. And really not a lot of great goal-scoring chances, but there were a few early on. This was Fontenot that nearly slithered in behind.
Really great effort there from Bree Norris, who you see flies off her back line to be able to stifle that attempt from Ginger Fontenot, who continues to just try to be threatening as we see Spokane Zephyr just putting the pressure on. A great ball in, but it's Fontenot who's offsides. Lena Solano saw her next to her and just didn't realize that that flag was already up to her right.
So she's offside. That erases what would have been the opening goal. This was a terrific chance, and really Haley Thomas with the effort to keep this alive in the 33rd minute.
Absolutely. Look at Haley Thomas laying out here, just getting that touch. That touch is just incredibly hard to even make, but sets it up perfectly, just almost puts it on a tee for her teammate to run on to the back of that. Emma Jaskinick looking to finish, but again, Bree Norris has been everywhere and has been a huge shot stopper for Brooklyn.
You take a look at the numbers in the first half, 6 shots to 4 for Brooklyn. 2 shots on target to 1 for Spokane. These two teams are attacking maybe a little bit differently through 45.
Yeah, for Spokane, the traits in the attacking third have been to feet, and they've had great combo play. So in defending that, you really want to just keep them in front of you, and Brooklyn's done a pretty good job of that. For Brooklyn in the attack, it's more so been in the air, which creates chaos in the opposition's box. They are really keeping Hope Heisey on her toes. They cannot make a mistake.
Will either of these two teams be able to find a solution in half number 2? Between these two sides in the first half, we had 21 combined touches inside of the box, but extending beyond that, you're looking at Brooklyn, 42 final third entries, but really not a lot to show for it, even though they've had possession on that side of the field.
Right, sometimes the stats just don't match up with what we're seeing. A lot of the chances that they have created, they've taken ripped shots from deep. They haven't been necessarily the best shot selection, wanting to put themselves into a position to really just settle in. But again, that's kind of their game. They like to play a little bit more chaotic in their build out, which, as we have seen, has affected teams. They were able to notch a goal against DC Power in that build.
So we'll see if either of these two sides can find a goal. For Brooklyn, they've gone 234 minutes since they last scored. For Spokane, they haven't scored a goal in the run of play since October 12th.
Well, Larissa Martin, Lena Solano want to have something to say for that. I saw the two of them as immediately when halftime was called, the two of them went together and decided to have a conversation off to the side. I think they're maybe seeing something that they weren't taking advantage of. Now we'll see how they handle that in the second half.
So here we go for half number 2 in this one. Just a quick glance internally here at the table. Spokane is in a tie for 4th with Sporting Jacks. Meanwhile, Brooklyn at 12 points. They're just 3 points off of the pace at this point. That is including the fact that this would potentially be a draw and 1 point apiece today. Spokane in the white jersey tops. Brooklyn in the black kits for this matchup. Second half underway here in Brooklyn, New York. Michael Watrang, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and the rest of our team inviting you to come hang out with us the rest of our second half here today.
You saw the posture from Spokane there, leaning over, 4 players on opposite sides leaning over to get forward. Spokane now establishing where they want to play from a field position perspective.
This ball rattles in. Fontenot makes the charge, gets a shot attempt. It gets blocked away, and it rolls out wide for a corner here for Spokane. Corner kick from Spokane. Flies into the sky. Bodies tangle up. Tappan gets ahead, but misses it wide.
Oh, that's one you do not like. You saw tap in, grab her head. That ball almost hit her instead of her hitting the ball, hitting off that soft part of the back of your head. Just a little bit missed timing, but you saw how many numbers that they committed to that front post there. They were recognizing that that was maybe on in the first half the last time they had those set pieces.
Tucker chases and commits the foul. Bring Norris to line this one up. A two-time West Coast Conference Goalkeeper of the Year at Portland. She has the all-time record for saves and shutouts, and that's a program that is as historic as any other than North Carolina and maybe a couple others.
Unlucky to lose possession there, but what a boot she has. That's something that they can go back to the well there with how much strength she has on that set piece. It was just one header away from getting over the back line for Spokane.
Good surge here. Tucker bowls over Zimmerman. Spokane this season have 7 of their 14 points on the road for the year. 4 draws and a win in 7 road matches. Annie Williams holds on, dangles through the middle. Shin was the target of that pass. It's out of her reach.
How about a little tactics from coach here on the side? Now, Annie Williams has done such a great job on that left side of not just on the defensive end, but she's recognizing that's where Spokane's just trying to fire at them on that right side. She's done a good job of switching field when she can.
Here's Garziano. Flies it across in the middle of the field. Zimmerman chases. McCoy wins the initial race and forces a throw.
At some point, you have to test Spokane's fitness level too, because they are having to do a lot of chasing and running. Again, we talk about the chaos that Brooklyn is able to create. You have to stay on your toes, mistake-free, but at some point as we get closer to that 90-minute mark, you are going to be playing on tired legs with how much running their back line has done.
Cujo watches that ball slide right past her. Braun. Cujo heads it. Thompson. Kroger comes over. Williams steps up, takes the ball away.
The great step there by Annie Williams. Now you can get refocused here, figure out a better way through the attack. You can see there's been an effort with keeping possession a little bit at a better rate for Brooklyn in the second half.
Jaskinek in tandem here with Tucker. Tucker throttles, hits the crossbar. That was nearly a wonder strike from Cameron Tucker.
Unbelievable. She's one of the fastest players, maybe has the strongest leg too. She gets her head up, doesn't have much space in front of the defender, decide to go for it. And if Bree Norris didn't step off her line, that ball could have rolled off of her back and into the back of the net.
That's one of those where, as a fan, you're casually watching the game, and that just startles you.
Just a quick trigger from Cam Tucker.
Here's Jaskinek, punches it through defenders. Fontenot back on it. This ball scoops into the sky, and that one nearly fell down for Marissa Martz.
I can tell you one thing about Spokane. The adjustment at halftime was not waiting. Take your moments, even if it's not, sometimes it's not the prettiest shot or exactly where you want to be in enough spacing to rip a shot. Spokane now is really testing Bree Norris, and we see that Nicole Lukic, I'd be smiling too right now.
The Gainbridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gainbridge Super League. Well, this was the point that she was making to us when we spoke with her this week, that they feel like they're getting closer and closer on a day-to-day basis, and the shot attempts are starting to get amplified every single game. Now the question becomes, can they score one? And can that lead to more after that point?
I think so. Look, the belief is there in what they are doing. It's just, sometimes soccer is just a bit of luck and positioning, and they're so close. If you just look at the numbers in XG, they're right on the end of it. I think one will fall their way, and then eventually the rest will come.
Well, if you remember, last year Spokane made quite the run at the end of the year after being the worst team in the league after the first half of the season. This year, searching for a win. Winless in their last 4 entering this match. Their last victory came back on October 12th, 2-0 victory against Dallas. Now Spokane starting to pressure. They were getting suffocated early. Kroger charges after it. She brings it down. This ball comes back where Norris rifles it out. Cujo with a delightful first touch. The Ghana captain rolls it over. It's Zimmerman. Zimmerman hooks it around. Cook heads just high.
What a great chance there for Brooklyn. They caught Spokane's middle line a bit too high. I was highlighting Arissa Mart, recognizing that she was dropping more off as a holding mid. Well, then she got too high, and you saw they were able to slip a ball into the right there to Catherine Zimmerman, who tries to find the head of Rebecca Cook, and that's a really good look there for Cook. She just couldn't get down on the ball enough to be able to redirect it.
See the danger ability that Cook brings. It's not just with the feet, it's with the head as well. Player that has 4 goals for the season, leads the team. Finished up her college career at Penn State after controlling things at Quinnipiac. Nearly had a goal every single game that she played for Quinnipiac. 39 in 44 matches.
Anytime you see 45 goals at the collegiate level, you know that's somebody who is going to be dangerous when they enter this league.
She led the country in goals in 2022. 22 goals, 7 assists. #1 in the nation in points that season. And Tomas Tengarina said that at the beginning, he thought that she struggled to start the year. She wasn't a part of the starting lineup, and she has morphed into a player that he can't take out of the lineup.
I think a big part of it is figuring out where your attackers like Rebecca Cook want to be fed the ball, and clearly she wants it in the air, unless there's still miscommunication at this point in the season. But from what I'm seeing with her body language and the way she sets up her runs into the box, she's expecting the ball to be received in the air, and clearly that's where she thinks she can be the most successful.
Now can Brooklyn get her the ball in the box again? Annie Williams lofts it in. Cook does get a piece, and it skims off of Garziano's leg and back to the keeper.
I think that's one of the hardest things is when you're building a team. There has to be an actual sit-down conversation between your midfielders, especially your attacking mids, with the forwards, and they actually say, hey, look, I'm more of a player that likes it in stride. I like it in the air. I like it to my feet. Because if you don't have that communication aspect, then you're just guessing on the pitch.
Are you able to process that quickly once you're on the field, though, knowing who's out there and where they want the ball?
Absolutely. It becomes muscle memory because you know where they're at, and you almost don't, it takes a couple of seconds out of the actual memory of it, right? When you can have the muscle memory, you're just going to go to where you can remember where they want it and not have to actively think about it.
Cook comes out to take it. And promptly given away. It's been a good start to the second half. Both sides have had their chances. This smash blocked. Tappan comes out. Cross bounces in from Shin. Cujo crushes. How to play this time around for a goal kick.
I've said this before when I've called Spokane matches. I want to know what their shot-stopping training sessions look like, because they are one of the best teams at it. You see here again, just cutting off the angle, going ahead with that double team, really allows Hope Heisey to just sit in place there in her box. But that doesn't start without Reese Tappan with that shot-stopping ability.
Well, we asked Nicole Lukic who's somebody that stands out above others in terms of players that don't necessarily have the statistics to back it up, and she mentioned Reese Tappan. Not super flashy, but really consistent and is very steady for us and comes up big with that block.
That's the highest compliment you can give a center back, is somebody who can be the steady Eddie out on the pitch and a calming presence when things aren't going right.
Tappan, 22 years of age, second season with Spokane after she played 78 matches at Washington State. Mart pesters Williams. And because of that, she gets called for the foul. Spokane playing without their leading goal scorer, Allie Cook. She's out for this matchup today. She has 4 goals of the team's 11 for the year. Meanwhile, Brooklyn, they were winless in 9 at one point in time. They've had 3 multi-goal draws this year, so there have been times where they've played great defense and haven't had anything to show for it. And there have been times where they've scored a bunch, which they've struggled at. And again, haven't been able to come out with anything more than just a point.
Both have had their moments in the attacking end, but it's obvious that Leah Scarpelli as well as Allie Cook are not out on the pitch. What they provide, just from an energy and a spark perspective, it's certainly missed.
Also no Tori Zierenberg for Spokane. She has 2 goals, so more than half of the team's goals unavailable today for Nicole Lukic. Throw into the box, rattles around. Cujo tried to shield, couldn't win the ball, however. Solano. Fontenot's cross. Ball rattles off of bodies here in the middle of the field. And here goes Tucker now chasing down the pressure that leads to a giveaway. But Haley Thomas unable to hold on to it for a moment.
Great recognition for Haley Thomas to see that Cam Tucker was going and needs that rest defense support. As soon as the trigger you see with the press goes, everybody else has to go. And sometimes it's just hard when you're this late into the game. Sometimes your legs are tired, but great effort there from Haley Thomas to close that gap.
Brooklyn's using its first change. Sophia Lewis replaces the team's leading playmaker in Jess Garziano. 4 assists, comes off the field here in the 61st minute. Lewis comes on. She has 1 goal for the year. Garziano had a yellow card in the 18th minute, so also protecting that aspect of the game. Cook gets fouled, and they are going to bring that one back as her right ankle got stepped on.
clearly in a lot of pain. That's a player they need for the entire 90 minutes. And it's good to see that she is up and walking off now. I mean, she recognizes the position her team is in. The last match at home before the break, as we see just a bit of a touch there on her right ankle, which at this point in the season, everybody's dealing with a bit of a knock. That might be a sore spot for her. As we saw, there wasn't a whole lot of contact.
Enough for her to go down, though. And win this free kick that Sam Kroger stands on top of. Cujo is circling in the area as well.
I think great work by Rebecca Cook. I thought she should have gotten a couple of calls in the first half. Why not just go down and make it obvious?
Can Brooklyn capitalize? Kroger strikes, looping ball in. McCoy gets there first and heads it away for a corner for Brooklyn. And another player down inside of the box for Brooklyn.
Sarah McCoy is one of the best defenders in the league, and that's exactly why. Typically, you don't want to see your center back go up in the air in those moments, but she recognized exactly where she was at on the pitch and where she had to lift the ball to. Look at her focus in her eyes. That's when you can tell she's not just jumping up in the air to head it out. She knows exactly where that ball is going to go.
Hope Breslin is the one that picks up this knock. Was the first ever draft pick by Angel City back in 2022.
I think Annie Williams and Hope Heisey just getting to know each other there, why the official needed to call something back. Yeah, and that's not going to stand. You just saw a Brooklyn player two-hand push another Spokane player. They're going to have a conversation here between Sophie Braun and it looks like Nayoung Shin is the one who pushed off Braun there.
Braun with her hands behind her back now. Kroger centers. That ball falls right down inside of the 6, trickles across the mouth of goal before it's sent away.
You just wonder how that one doesn't find the back of the net. Shin was the target here as you see this ball loop in, got her head around it, but again, providing a wall in front of Hope Heisey. Look at how many defenders came in behind that one, and just a really tough back line to score against.
Throw down the sideline, trickles out, goal kick. Stay up to date with the Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. We're scoreless here in Brooklyn. These two teams have played to 3 draws in 5 prior matches. And we are deadlocked here with about 25 more minutes to go. Michael Watring, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and the rest of our team enjoying this matchup with you on a Saturday afternoon. Martz paddles it through the middle. Jaskinik sets up Boone. Fontenot circles, crosses, dummied in just off of the foot of Solano. She slides. Scrambling to get the ball away that time was Shin.
So unlucky, but you see that relentless pressure that Brooklyn is going to provide anywhere Spokane goes, but I was so impressed that Boone decided not to take the space there that she had up the right side and just went ahead for the cross.
Martin blocks that ball down, keeps the ball in play. Fontenot was circling and winding up. Tucker darts, has hit a crossbar from that distance earlier. Heisey. Braun watches this ball trickle out. Throw in here for Spokane.
Spokane's been much more deliberate in their attack in the second half compared to the first, and you're seeing they're catching Brooklyn just a half step off of where they want to be defensively.
Tappin rolls it around. Boone. Guided along by Mart, but too much on that as it rolls out. Goal kick, Brooklyn.
And you saw Arissa Mart kind of put her hands out. Next time, if you're going to do a flick on like that, give a verbal cue to your forward to keep running, or else, you know, it's so hard to read that.
Part of those pieces that Nicole Lukic is trying to tie the loose ends together.
It doesn't have to be too much either. It can just be a yell, keep going, to whoever your forward is on that side that the flick on is coming.
Williams showcases the arm, getting it down the sideline. Zimmerman, only as far as Thomas. McCoy sends it off the leg of Zimmerman and out for a goal kick.
Unlucky for Zimmerman, really good pressure there. Very back and forth between these two sides in terms of when they're attacking. It's been quick, it's been deliberate. It almost will come down to who makes the mistake first.
Brooklyn 2 matches to go before the break. At Carolina, at Tampa Bay. Cook accelerates. Cook carves out space. Spins. Cook crushes. It takes a bit of a deflection before it rolls to Heisey.
You can look at that one of two ways. You can say, wow, great work from Rebecca Cook staying alive, or you look at it a different way and say, one too many touches in the box. You know, again, sometimes you're not going to set up the perfect shot when you can have that quick strike on the ball, catch a veteran goalkeeper like Hope Heisey off of where she wants to be. But if you're going to have those multiple touches, you're allowing Hope Heisey then to get in position and really see where you want to go.
Will one of these two sides be able to find a solution in the next 20 minutes? Still scoreless. Here goes Mart. Mart hits it, diving stop from Norris. Spokane's best chances here in the second half have come from distance.
Especially when you're scouting a team and you see that, oh, look, we got a new goalkeeper. Why not test the goalkeeper from distance? But a credit to Bree Norris. She has stayed ready and available clearly in these training sessions over the last few weeks because she looks like a day one starter out there.
A change here. Cujo coming out, also had a yellow card. Mylena comes in. Spokane are preparing a couple changes as well. Those will take place at the next stoppage. Here's Mart. Rolls it, Fontenot charges. Fontenot crosses first time. Can't get it around the back line. Mylena promptly in. Knocks it away. Braun. Thomas. Into the 18, right into the hands of awaiting Norris.
And you see the communication already happening after that play with the Spokane front and middle lines, trying to figure out a better way forward the next time in. But again, as you continue to just work this Brooklyn back line, you'll eventually find where the gaps are next time you attack.
Brooklyn entered having given up the most goals in the league this year, albeit the majority of those goals coming in the first half. And Spokane are going to use their changes right here. It's going to be Felicia Knox replacing Braun in the midfield. And the other one is going to be Kelsey Euler coming in to replace Haley Thomas.
Two really great subs. We've seen Kelsey Euler in the starting rotation and Felicia Knox being a former SEC midfielder of the year. These are two quality players off the bench for Spokane.
And now what kind of impact can they have here in the 72nd minute plus? Coaches will always tell you when they bring in subs, they expect them to have impact, particularly out of that midfield. You've had all game to sit there and watch to see what you can do to provide something. Tucker takes that ball away, gets fouled, and Mylena is going to be the third different Brooklyn player to be booked.
Cam Tucker rolling on the ground after that foul was committed there. It almost looked like I was hoping she was just pulling up from a cramp in terms of when you're pulling out in stride there. Sometimes you can catch a Charlie horse, and we hope that it's nothing more than that for Cam Tucker, who has been such an impact player for Spokane.
So he had the best chance, or at least the closest chance in this game. 51st minute, hit the crossbar from a long way away.
You see the training staff is now with her working on, looks like her right leg. It looks like Cam Tucker is going to be just fine walking off from that one.
Level at 0-0, 73rd minute, but it looked like maybe things were going to change here in the 51st minute.
What a strike here from Cam Tucker. And again, I mentioned it when it happened live that if Bree Norris does not step off her line, sometimes when the ball hits off the crossbar like that, we've seen it hit the back of the goalkeeper's neck and fall into the box. Bree Norris stepping out saves them from that chance.
Tucker chases this. Got a piece, but can't put it back towards the target. Brooklyn, this is your moment to be a part of history. Season tickets for the inaugural season of Brooklyn FC's professional men's team in the USL Championship are on sale. Don't miss your chance to lock in your spot and be there from the very beginning as Brooklyn FC kicks off its next big chapter. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit brooklynfootballclub.com to learn more and secure your seats for an unforgettable first season of Brooklyn FC men's soccer. Brooklyn has possession now inside of the box. This ball laces over the hands of Heisey and into the net.
Are you kidding me? And walking off like absolute business there for Brooklyn. What a strike from the corner. And caught Hope Heisey out of position. Sophia Lewis off the bench, just business as usual from her. You see with the reaction, they're looking for the offsides. It looked like Rebecca Cook on the other side was offside. And I think that pulled the attention, honestly, from Spokane's backline, as well as Hope Heisey looking for the offside on the other side. And Sophia Lewis just takes her moment, rips it off that left foot to find the back of the net.
Second goal of the season. And it puts an end to a scoring drought that lasts just shy of 270 minutes. The last time Brooklyn scored, you have to go back to their stretch about 2 weeks ago. And the 1-0 win against DC Power, and Sophia Lewis makes it 1-0 Brooklyn.
Well, we talk about the facilitator and who really is the brains behind the operation. We mentioned that it was Sam Kroger, and we see exactly why. She set up Sophia Lewis to not have to do too much, gets just a quick touch on the ball, and then is in a position to where she can wind up and rip it from distance.
This is the fourth latest goal that Spokane have allowed all season long. Long throw into the 18, headed down. Mylena bobbles, gets a piece of it before it gets pushed back out, and then Shin skies it out of play.
Well, and you see how much attention a player like Rebecca Cook draws to herself, setting up someone else to be able to be the hero, and it absolutely was Sophia Lewis up that left side.
Brooklyn with a 1-0 advantage this year. They score first for just the 5th time in their 13th match of the season. And their second half goal scoring pop continues. Here's this ball into the 18. It flies out. Shin. And it rolls to the sideline.
We see that Brooklyn is heavily arguing the last play, looking for a foul there on their sideline. We've been hearing them through the broadcast the last few minutes, trying to get an answer on why it wasn't called.
Corner kick. Kroger was the one that set up Lewis in the middle of the field on the goal in the 75th minute. And now she lines up this corner kick, the 23-year-old out of Rutgers. Tries to make it a second here for Brooklyn. Kroger slingshots it in. Heisey's there to catch it. Heisey floats it down the field. They want to go fast.
And they need to. You love the response from Spokane. You can't wait. 12 minutes left. We've seen them have success when they are able to go with pace, and it's just 1 or 2 touches up the pitch. They need to get back to that.
For the restart, it bounces down. Shin captures. Cook sprints. Doesn't have the angle, the edge, or the pace to get there, and it's well handled defensively by Euler.
Well defended there for Kelsey Euler, recognizing one of the best players on the pitch, Rebecca Cook, trying to shield the ball away from her. Get back in the attacking end. You expect that Spokane's going to be a little bit more vertical here as they look to get forward.
Change for Spokane. Shay Collins comes in. She replaces Cam Tucker.
Man, what a day Cam Tucker has had, has given them chances time and time again, but they need fresh legs at this point to be able to go with pace.
Here's Martz. Quick turn, Knox. Knox touches it in. The clearance comes out as far as Euler. The sun now shining down on the field.
And unfortunately for Spokane, it's in their face as they're going at the goal.
Fontenot crosses. 10 more minutes to go in this one. Brooklyn 1, Spokane 0. Lewis's goal in the 75th minute is the difference. McCoy. Good turn from Fontenot. Ball punched along and clearing away, and some nervy moments defensively for Brooklyn.
Great effort we are seeing from Spokane, just a relentless effort to try to get it to Shay Collins on that back post.
McCoy. That ball rolls out. And a throw in for Brooklyn.
One thing that Spokane needs to be mindful of, as you mentioned with the sun peeking out, is if they're going to send in crosses from the right side, they have to recognize that their forwards are going to be looking dead into the sun. Maybe try to swing it up the left side to give yourself a better chance so you're not blinded trying to head the ball in.
This game was originally scheduled to play around this time. 3 o'clock was the original schedule. They moved it up to 1. These last 2 home games to 1 o'clock. But you're seeing what kind of havoc a 3 o'clock start time might wreak on players with the sun shining down. Martz. Fontenot gets shoved to the deck.
How is that not called? How is that not called for Spokane there? I mean, if we can take another look at this one, that was a two-hand push from the defender in the box. Oh, I would be furious if I am the attacker there for Spokane. Oh, I'm absolutely having a conversation if I'm Ginger Fontenot. You saw the shoulder. You can't lean into it in that way. If it's just shoulder-to-shoulder contact and a win, but you see the lean in there and the arm extended, they got away with one.
Brooklyn now trying to make it 2. Cook slalom past a couple. Appeals for a foul now from Brooklyn. Instead, it's Martz. Players collide. This ball rolls in. Out to get it is Norris, and a frenetic final few minutes in store for us.
What a day that Bree Norris has had coming off the bench. It's been a while since she has played in a match and has been everything that Brooklyn has needed, cleaning up things, getting there before the forward there. Shea Collins was not able to beat the goalkeeper to the spot.
This ball rolls back. A quick update from our friends in the USL Championship. FC Tulsa and Pittsburgh have gone to penalties.
Wow.
0-0 in that game.
Well, that kind of tells the tale of how the playoffs have gone too in the USL Championship. Everything's been extra time.
Brooklyn leads it 1-0. Sophia Lewis, 75th minute goal is the difference.
I love her charisma. I mean, you see it just the way her character and the way she presents herself on the pitch, just all business.
Can Spokane provide a late stunner? They did so in the first meeting. A 91st minute equalizer from Jaskinek. This ball bounces and rolls through the box.
I think this is where you're missing Cam Tucker in a moment like that. She's so good at reading when that's on and when to chase down a ball in space. You know, if you're Shea Collins, you've got to do a little bit better of a job of reading that, communicating from the sideline as well with her coach's bench on that side needs to be communicated.
This ball rolls back. Norris comes out. 5 more minutes to go in this one. Spokane looking to avoid its 5th one-goal loss of the year. Meanwhile, Brooklyn, if this result holds, would jump up into a tie for 5th on the table.
I mean, this is the exciting part of the Gamebridge Super League is nobody's really out of it. You could be at the bottom of the table, but a couple of wins will move you an incredible amount up the standings. This would be huge for Brooklyn, especially at the break, wanting to be in a better position.
With just 2 more matches to go after this, a full complement of 3 points would go a long way. Both of their wins this year have come on this field. And they're less than 5 minutes away, plus any stoppage time from doing so again today. Annie Williams brings this ball along, tries to thread the needle through the middle, had Cook off to the right. Boone loses possession. nearly goes through the legs of Norris there. She handles it calmly. Cook falls hard. And it's last touch by Spokane. It's a throw, and Cook is down. Took an awkward fall. Spokane don't have a card tonight, and that's the appeal that the Brooklyn bench are making.
Here we see this awkward fall from Rebecca Cook. I mean, I think she was trying to sell it. It might have hurt herself in the process. Really wasn't a whole lot of pressure there from Spokane's Felicia Knox.
This was a 0-0 match for a long time in this contest. And then in the 75th minute, off of a goal kick, Kroger to Lewis, and this is a clean finish.
What a strike on the ball, too. Almost a little bit of an awkward angle. You really have to bring the striking foot around your body to be able to find the back of the net. And what a rip off the left side from Sophia Lewis. She proved she's been a scoring threat in the past. Clearly one off the bench for them.
Puts that ball in the net, and the table in the Super League looks like this. So Brooklyn entered the day 8th on the table. They have now jumped up into a tie for 5th, and look at how tight things are. Lexington, as great of a year as they've had, still just 3 points clear of 2 teams that are nipping at their heels.
And good to see Rebecca Cook is back on her feet. Walking off looks to be fine.
So after all that, a few moments come off the clock, so we'll see how generous the stoppage time number ends up being. Spokane in this match have been outshot 13-9, each team with 3 shots on target. Spokane hit the crossbar in the 51st minute. That was their best chance to get one in this game. Spokane looking for one more big chance here as we hit the 90th minute of play. 3 defenders back. A couple touches taken over. Not wasting any time to get the ball away. Shin and company trying to defend at the back as she races back to this ball, and it bounces in for Norris.
Again, they're trying to get it to the fresh legs there of Shea Collins, who just a little bit off in her approach. We saw that set up and save, though, by Lena Solano before that possession could get started up the right side. They're going to need to see some magic from Lena Solano if they want to equalize here.
Cross rips in, headed aside, and 5 minutes of stoppage time to go in this one.
Hey, that's plenty of time to try to equalize for Spokane. We've seen them be dangerous when they are able to possess and then build up an attack. We'll see how they manage these last 5.
Anna Markovic is coming in to replace Zimmerman here in stoppage time as Brooklyn look for its 2nd clean sheet of the year and 2nd in the last 3. When these teams played back in September, it was a stoppage time equalizer from Spokane that saw the score level at 1 apiece. This ball rolls in play. Cook doesn't have the gas in the tank to get there in time. And a throw in coming here from Spokane. Every second amplified now. Lewis Gets tangled up. Fontenot takes it. Tries to go fast. Fontenot surges. Kroger backpedals. Fontenot looking for help. Boone. Bodies collide. Back out. It's Reese Tappan slowing. Everything happening in the middle of the field.
That all started from Sophia Lewis's indecision of whether we go forward and attack or try to play back and hold pressure there, and Spokane just jumped on it as soon as they saw that indecision from her in the middle of the field.
Brooklyn entered today with the most goals allowed of any team in the league. But they have been so good defensively in the second half. Just 6 second-half goals allowed this year, albeit 3 in stoppage time. They haven't given up a second-half goal since mid-October.
They spoke to us this week, too, about how they felt they needed to change their approach a little bit. Clearly, they have done that and have been a better defending second-half team.
Halfway through stoppage time. So far, so good for Brooklyn, but under duress now. And Norris, in her first start since September 7th, gave up 5 goals in her first 4 starts of the year, is inching closer towards her first clean sheet of the campaign. Cook takes it. Good turn. Collins takes it away. Mylena comes over and wins the throw.
What a great tackle there from Mylena to recognize, too, out in space. No need to foul there. Just be clean on the ball in the tackle.
Annie Williams throws it down the sideline between 2 teammates. Can't keep it in play. Heisey crushes it down the field. Tappan wins the ball. McCoy. Heisey fires another one across midfield. Mylena. Fontenot. Jaskinek. Cross from Mart inside of the box. The high header goes wide for Boone.
Man, when you look back on this match, it has been absolutely back and forth. Both teams have created chances, but it's Brooklyn who punished when they had their moment. Credit to Sophia Lewis off the bench. The fresh legs were certainly at a time when it was needed, and she was able to punish a very good goalkeeper in Hope Heisey.
Meanwhile, the challenges continue for Spokane. The goalless drought sitting at 279 minutes. Fontenot chases. And that goes out. Maybe one more chance to go in this one. Throw's got to go into the box now. Solano. Cross all the way over, back post, one touch, sent away, full-time whistle blows for the second time in 3 matches. Brooklyn captures a clean sheet. They take out Spokane 1-0.
It's even sweeter at home. Great defending there on that last attempt. Unfortunately for Spokane, they just couldn't have that killer instinct there on the last time in. This is where you miss an Allie Cook. You miss a Tori Zierenberg in those moments when they can be fresh. That's where they punish, but you can't look back and wonder, what if? This was such a dominant win by Brooklyn to be able to hold on. This is one of those matches too that are incredibly hard to win. When it is back and forth and you do feel like you are dominating, you have to hold on and finish out for the entire, what this one was, 95 minutes, and they did that.
Lewis, the attacking star. Bree Norris in her first start since September 7th brings us our Save of the Game, brought to you by Cashable, the home of socially responsible credits.
We see a beautiful save there to keep this one alive, and it's Bree Norris who has to get off of her feet to save this one. This is a really tough save to make. She's having to shuffle to her left and figure out, okay, where is this one gonna go? There was a lot of space on that left side of the net, but she protects it well.
Full time in Brooklyn, and it's Brooklyn 1, Spokane 0. A victory today in the Gamebridge Super League to kickstart our day of coverage here on Peacock. Step out for a break. Full-time highlights to recap our day here in a moment. Brooklyn wins for a second time in 3 matches. 1-0 to victory here tonight. Michael Watring, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and the rest of our team guiding you to the finish line here tonight as we recap 90 minutes here in Coney Island. And we look back at the full-time highlights of this one. There are some chances for Spokane in this game. This one very early, but Bree Norris with a great save.
They had some dangerous chances at that, as you see here. Bree Norris with 3 saves in this match. This was arguably the most important one, as we saw Haley Thomas laying out for Emma Jaskinek to be able to threaten in that moment. I'm sure she wants that one back, and they just kept the pressure on. As I mentioned, Spokane had some quality chances, but just couldn't find the back of the net when it mattered most.
This was in the 51st minute. Cameron Tucker hits the crossbar, nearly made it 1-0 at the time, but gets the woodwork instead. And Spokane came out of the second half surging. But finally, with about a quarter hour to go, off a goal kick. It's Kroger, it's Lewis, and it's a great finish.
Nothing better than having some fresh legs in Sophia Lewis off the bench. She put herself in a position where all 4 defenders on that side bit a little bit too early, thinking they would win the battle in the midfield. They leave her wide open. She takes 1 touch and rips it to the back of the net.
Here are your full-time stats in this one. 13 shots to 12, 3 shots on target in this one as well. But if you're Brooklyn, maybe you don't score in the first half, but if you score the first goal, it doesn't matter when it happens, and a lone goal and you get 3 points today.
That is exactly right. I think the most important thing that we saw from Brooklyn is that they held on and never really had a drop-off. They kept the pressure in the second half. That was really impressive to see.
Brooklyn wins it 1-0, and we're now joined by the goal scorer of the game, Sophia Lewis. Sophia, thanks so much for taking the time. Michael Watrang and Brooke Kirchhoffer here with you. What's your mindset as a substitute coming onto the field?
My mindset as a substitute is to come in and make a difference and let my presence be known, I guess.
You absolutely did that. What did you see on that goal-scoring moment?
Initially, when I got the ball, I was going to try to chip it over back post and find the back post run, but then nobody stepped to me, so I knew that was my chance to shoot. And there we go, right on my left foot.
Absolutely unbelievable to make that in stride. You said you like it off your left foot, but you didn't smile until after the whistle was blown. Was that just an emphasis on your mindset in terms of closing out games, that you didn't celebrate until it was absolutely over?
Honestly, I didn't feel a ton of emotion. I just go in, I do my job. It's kind of how that's my job. It's my job. It's what I'm supposed to do. It's just like turning in a report at work. Yeah, that's how it kind of felt.
I love it. Business as usual.
Sophia, thanks so much for the time. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you guys too. Bye.
Brooklyn take the victory 1-0. Now they have 6 consecutive on the road after this. Spokane goes to Lexington in 2 weeks. Brooklyn win it for the second time in their last 3. They're up into a tie for 5th on the Gamebridge Super League table. 1-0, your final score here tonight. For my partner, Brooke Kirchhoffer, and the rest of our team, I'm Michael Watrang signing off. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.